You can devour self-help books, attend countless workshops, grind away for years, and still find yourself stuck in the same rut. Ever wonder why someone with a 10th grade education can amass a fortune while brilliant, highly educated individuals struggle financially? I'm living proof. I wasn't a genius, nor did I have a fancy degree. But my life took a radical turn when I grasped a fundamental truth no one ever taught me: expanding your consciousness is the key to unlocking transformation. I used to believe in the hustle, work harder, produce more, push further. The harder I pushed, however, the more trapped I felt. Then it dawned on me, it wasn't what I was doing, but how I was thinking about myself, money, life. The issue resided within, in my consciousness. You might be thinking, how can my consciousness possibly change my life? Your consciousness dictates what you perceive, how you interpret the world, and most importantly, what you believe is possible for you. And what you believe is possible, you manifest. I was drowning in debt, earning a pittance compared to what some make in a month, convinced that's just how it was. Life's tough, money doesn't grow on trees, only the lucky succeed. Sound familiar? How many times have you silently repeated those limiting beliefs? How often have you wished for something positive, only to immediately follow it with a "but"? I want to earn more, but it's too hard. I want to change my life, but I don't know where to start. I want to be happy, but something always goes wrong. Those buts are invisible walls erected by your consciousness, and the scariest part? You're often completely oblivious to their existence. They seem like immutable truths, but they are not. They are mental patterns, and recognizing this was the turning point. I was earning more, yet still felt undeserving. An invisible force seemed to pull it all back, silently sabotaging every advance. For a while, I thought I was broken. I wasn't. My consciousness was misprogrammed. You can be relentlessly optimistic, chant affirmations daily, plaster inspirational quotes across your fridge, but if deep down, an unconscious program dictates that money is scarce, success is for the privileged few, or you're not good enough, guess what? You'll stay stuck, no matter how hard you try. Most people focus on changing the results, working harder, saving more, taking courses, but they don't address the root cause. And that root is internal. I read, I studied, I listened to countless audiobooks and lectures, my shelves overflowed with books, yet nothing truly shifted until I understood consciousness and its power to shape my reality. And this isn't some mystical mumbo-jumbo. I'm talking neuroscience, subconscious conditioning, mental models. Did you know that Harvard research shows over 95% of our daily decisions are automatic, driven by unconscious mental patterns? Your life isn't guided by your conscious desires, but by a system installed years ago, often in childhood. That's why incredibly intelligent people can still struggle financially, feeling unhappy and frustrated. Knowledge without conscious transformation is just more weight on the shelf. Transformation starts when you ask yourself, why do I keep facing the same financial challenges despite trying to change? Why do my relationships follow the same pattern with different people? Why do I feel something is holding me back, even when things seem to be going well? These questions can be painful, but they pave the way for change. I experienced this firsthand. I remember a time of relentless effort, working grueling hours, yet my bank account dwindled. One day, I stopped. I sat in silence with a notebook and began to write, what do I believe about money? What have I been taught about success? How do I feel when I think about prosperity? The answers surprised me, and they set me free. Consciousness isn't just what you think, it's what you feel as truth. And if you harbor negative emotional truths about life, money, or yourself, they will continue to manifest until you reprogram that thermostat. Think of your consciousness like a thermostat. You can open windows, turn on fans, ice down the house, but if the thermostat is set to 72 degrees, the temperature will eventually return to that point. Your consciousness is that thermostat, and until you reprogram it, your life will revert to the same, set point. Oprah Winfrey, born into extreme poverty, abused, discriminated against, and overlooked, changed what she believed about herself, expanded her consciousness, and became one of the most influential and wealthiest women on the planet. She didn't change the world around her first, she changed her inner world. You'll only transform your life when you expand your consciousness, not when you have more money, not when the government improves things, not when someone else helps you, but when you choose to see beyond what you've always believed. That expansion begins with one simple step: stop accepting as truth things you never chose to believe. Take some time today. Write down what you believe about money, love, success, yourself. Then ask, is this truth, or just something I've been told until I believed it? The answer may not be immediate, but when it comes, it will change everything. You are not just a body, you are not just a mind. You are a spiritual being inhabiting a physical body with an intellect. I first heard this at a seminar, and it wasn't the words themselves that stopped me, it was the deep, intuitive knowing that it was true. No one had ever explained it that way. Most people live fragmented lives, thinking one thing, feeling another, acting in direct opposition. Then they wonder why life isn't progressing, why things seem to go wrong, why there's a sense of emptiness and disconnect, even when everything looks right on the outside. Have you experienced this? That internal misalignment is the root of most failures, frustrations, and even illnesses. People wake up conflicted, they want to quit their jobs but are afraid, they want to start a business but remain paralyzed, they desire change yet act exactly as they did yesterday. Why? Because they don't understand their own structure. They haven't been taught to integrate mind, body, and spirit. Consciousness expands when you realize you need to harmonize these three levels. Your thoughts create an image, your feelings give that image life, your body executes the action that transforms the image into a result. But if these three aren't aligned, nothing flows. How many times have you envisioned something great but frozen when it came time to act? How often has your body resisted what your mind desired? Or worse, how often have you felt excited by an idea, only to have that feeling evaporate days later? It's because your spirit, that part of you that yearns to grow, evolve, and create, isn't being heard. The noise of fear, doubt, insecurity, and external judgments drowns out your intuition. Without that inner listening, you operate on only a fraction of yourself, or not at all. That was my life for years. On the surface, I seemed to be doing well, talking about prosperity, teaching about change, helping others, but there were moments when something inside screamed, "You're disconnected." Despite external success, there was internal conflict. I thought about expansion but felt resistance. Often, my body simply wouldn't cooperate. It was as if there was an invisible brake. That brake only released when I aligned thought, emotion, and action. That's integrity. Not moral integrity, but internal coherence. If that sounds abstract, let's ground it in reality. Consider someone trying to lose weight. They set a goal, weight loss, thought. But what do they feel? Discouragement, frustration, exhaustion at the mere thought of the effort. The body feels that emotion and naturally continues acting according to its old programming. They say they want to change, but their mind and body aren't in sync. Result? They give up. Now, consider the opposite, Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time. He didn't get there just through training. He visualized every stroke, felt the victory before he swam, and his body simply followed what was already aligned between his mind and spirit. It was a natural extension. He swam with his body but won with his consciousness. That's the power of understanding that you operate on three levels. You can't just exist in the physical realm anymore. You can't desire change, think positively, but feel fear. You can't ignore the spirit, the most powerful part of your being. And here's something nobody may have told you: when you live only in the physical plane, everything feels heavy. You struggle for money, relationships, happiness. But when you access spiritual consciousness, when you understand you're more than this body, that there's an infinite intelligence within you, things shift in frequency. Ever wonder why some people seem to live with such lightness, even in the face of challenges? It's because they've learned to harmonize their layers. They think, feel, and act in a single direction. I want you to reflect, what are you doing that conflicts with how you feel? What actions don't represent who you truly are? How many decisions have you postponed waiting for a sign, when the sign is already within? When you align thought, emotion, and action, fear diminishes, clarity increases, and results become inevitable. But it all begins with expanding your consciousness, with a deep understanding that you're not here just to survive, you're here to express the greatness within. And you can only do that when you live in unity with yourself. Take a few minutes. Breathe. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Do I feel this as truth, or is it a distant wish? Are my actions aligned with this desire, or are they pulling me away? This self-assessment, when done honestly, can be the beginning of a new life, perhaps the first time you truly live as the person you were born to be. An invisible force dictates your decisions, habits, and actions. It's not chance, it's your paradigm, the deep, ancient, silent mental programming powerful enough to control every aspect of your life without you even realizing it. Only when I understood paradigm did the pieces truly fall into place. Before, I felt trapped in an inescapable cycle. No matter how much I studied, strived, or planned, the results remained unchanged. Something always pulled me back whenever I tried to advance. I discovered that a paradigm is a set of beliefs, habits, and emotional patterns implanted in my subconscious since childhood, and often, these weren't even my own paradigms. They were inherited from my parents, school, culture, religion, society. You likely grew up hearing phrases like, money is the root of all evil. The rich don't go to heaven. Study hard, work hard, and retire comfortably. These didn't seem like mere phrases, they felt like absolute truths, accepted without question. But I ask you now, did they help you? Did they liberate you? Or did they simply confine you within an invisible box you never knew existed? I lived this. I repeatedly wished to earn more, grow, and help more people, but despite conscious intention, my results didn't match. It was frustrating. That's when I realized wanting to change wasn't enough. I needed to reprogram my paradigm. Because a paradigm is like autopilot. You might have your hands on the wheel, but if you don't change the internal GPS route, you'll keep returning to the same destination. You might be experiencing this now. You make incredible plans, feel excited for a few days, start to change, then something happens. You sabotage yourself, lose momentum, get discouraged, and give up. Then the cycle begins anew. This isn't your fault, it's your paradigm at work. It operates from your subconscious, which, unlike your conscious mind, doesn't distinguish between reality and imagination and, more importantly, rejects nothing. Everything accepted into your subconscious over the years shapes your reality right now, even if it no longer makes sense. I once met a man who said, I want to change my life, but whenever I start something new, everything seems to go wrong. I looked into his eyes and said, you're not failing, you're reverting to your old programming. He wept because it was precisely what was happening. No matter how hard he tried, he regressed. It reminded me of my own experience of an invisible ceiling. I allowed myself to earn up to a certain point, then unconsciously sabotaged everything. I wondered, am I afraid of success? Do I not deserve more? The answer lay in the paradigm. And it's not just me saying this. Modern psychology recognizes that over 90% of our behaviors are automatic, unconscious. Harvard psychologist Gerald Saltman stated that most human decisions are made without conscious rational awareness. This confirms what I've been saying for decades. What commands your life isn't what you consciously think, but what's etched into your subconscious. And the most dangerous aspect? The paradigm distorts your self-perception. Unlocking your potential, it's not about effort. It's about frequency. We've all heard it. You're just not cut out for this. You lack the talent. You don't have the time, money, resources. But that's just programming, limiting beliefs that hold millions back. Think about it. Why do so many gifted people fail, even with seemingly perfect plans? Because they never shifted their internal narrative. Jim Carrey, living in his car before his breakthrough, wrote himself million-dollar checks. He visualized success, felt it, believed it, reprogramming his perception of possibility. Conversely, Mike Tyson, a boxing legend, amassed a fortune but ultimately self-destructed. His external wins couldn't overcome the internal programming of trauma and scarcity. The lesson? Perspective trumps logic. A brilliant idea won't succeed if your inner voice undermines it. Real transformation isn't about brute force, it's about rewiring your subconscious. Start by identifying your default settings. Write down every limiting belief about money, success, love, and work you absorbed in childhood. Honestly assess each. Does it empower you or hold you back? Replace those limiting beliefs. You are not defined by your past programming, you are the author of your future. This is about conscious creation. The universe operates on vibrational frequency. Everything is energy, including you, your thoughts, and even the money you desire. Your dominant vibrational frequency, determined by your conscious and subconscious beliefs, acts like a magnet, attracting what resonates with it. I once struggled with the law of attraction. Positive thinking wasn't enough. Then a mentor hit me with a truth: you don't attract what you want, you attract what * you are. I'd been faking prosperity, internally vibrating with scarcity. The universe responds not to words, but to the underlying emotional frequency. It's a reflection of your subconscious image of yourself. A negative self-image, no matter how positive your affirmations, will attract more of the same: failure, limitation, fear. Think of someone who seems to effortlessly attract success, and someone perpetually struggling. The difference isn't always about effort, it's the frequency they operate on. Many achieve a breakthrough, only to self-sabotage. It's not bad luck, it's their vibrational frequency pulling them back to the familiar. This is why affirmations and visualization alone often fail. They address the surface, not the root. You must change your inner image, your emotional state. This changes your vibration. Changing the vibration changes your results. I know firsthand. I'd wake up, follow my plans perfectly, yet internal fear sabotaged my efforts. Until I shifted my internal image, I was merely managing the surface. I began to genuinely see *, feel *, and * believe * in my new reality. That's when everything shifted, from the inside out. Your body is the instrument of your vibration, but the source is always your mind. Quantum physics proves the observer affects reality. How you see the world literally shapes your world. To see differently, you must feel differently, changing your vibration. The universe responds not to what you say, but what you emanate. Imagine someone consistently surrounded by opportunities, attracting goodness without struggle. Then imagine someone constantly battling adversity. The key difference is often their vibrational frequency, the consciousness they cultivate. I remember a woman in a workshop who desired abundance, yet reacted with envy toward others' success. How can you attract something you subconsciously reject? Her roadblock wasn't a lack of knowledge, but a vibration of rejection. Gratitude, love, enthusiasm attract similar energies. Fear and resentment? Well, you get the picture. Try this. For 7 days, choose a specific vibration: peace, joy, enthusiasm. Start your day feeling that emotion, acting * as if * it's already true. Notice the subtle shifts. Don't underestimate the power of consistent, high-frequency vibration. It transforms your energy, relationships, health, finances, and perspective. And when perception changes, reality follows. You don't attract what you desire, you attract what you vibrate. And vibration follows consciousness. Change your consciousness, change your life. Your external world is a mirror. If this resonates, if a light bulb has just gone off, then you're ready to take the next step. The next video will take you further on this journey. Click to continue. Thank you for joining me. See you in the next video.